Well, opening day here in Montana. Got about another hour and a half till shooting light. We're gonna walk up this hill, go set up on our spot that we hope is the good spot, see how much company we get, and with any luck, some of that company will be a bull elk. So, fingers crossed, and see how it goes. Stay tuned. If nothing else, it's elk hunting, right? And it's supposed to be a beautiful day, 62 degrees for a high. Well, I mean, what more could you ask for? Well, we're up here where we wanted to be this morning. We see some headlamps over that way, so we're not by ourselves, that's for sure. And I don't see anybody down on the private. I hope to, but right now I don't see anyone. Just sit here and listen. I don't hear any cow calling right now, which is a good sign. That means they're probably still feeding or bedded. Once they start moving, that's usually when they start talking more. So my guess is they're still down on the private there, and they'll be there until daylight, which is in about 45 minutes. But better to get here too soon than too late. Wedge opening, the low dark one right here. You sure that's a cow? It looks like a bull to me. That one's definitely a bull. We saw two bulls go across right above camp. And there's 5 hunters up there on that ridge above them. I don't hear any shooting. I'm hoping that the downhill thermal, those bulls might have smelled them. Might be working their way over here. The elk we saw last night that were deep into the private are still way into the private this morning. They don't look like they have any interest in coming to public right now. Which tells me the private isn't getting any hunting pressure, which is not good. This spot, you want private hunting pressure. Is there a cow with him? I just heard a cow chirping. Okay, this must all be together. He's moving now. The only elk we can't shoot is a spike. And that's what's standing. Jeez. There's still a cow up in this burn. Looks like a cow. Or no, it looks like a little spike. I think it's a little spike. It's a funky spike. Like, it's not going up. It's swooping out to the side.
You try out the new binoculars with the range finding?
Yeah.
How did it work?
Got them on me. Here comes the boat right here. Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah. Him, but I'm like, I don't want to shoot this when Jace isn't here. He was dead at 100 yards right there. Well, folks, if the footage looks a little funky, what just happened is the first time this has ever happened in 16 years of filming. The camera guy decided he was going to go on a walk. So I don't know where he went.
In my defense, the one time I decided to go on a walk, everyone's laying down taking a nap.
Well,
Nothing was going on.
No, I wasn't taking a
There was
nap.
no naps.
I heard you walk off.
I
I'm
have
like,
none naps.
so he's already
Laying down.
defending himself, folks. So you know something bad happened, right? The very first sentence I say, he defends himself. So I've said Jace gets first shot this trip. So he heads over the ridge, and Todd tells John and Mark, hey, let's film these other pieces and get some images. So they have me set up my tripod right here. Well, they had a knife on my hip. And I look, and there's a 5-point bolt running right towards us. And I'm like, where's Jace? Now these guys, as my witnesses, John?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. It's on camera.
Todd?
On camera B.
True story.
B team.
Mark?
Photographic evidence.
Jace, we couldn't script that and make that up. There is a picture of me on my knee, lined up on that bull with the bull out off the end of my barrel. But you get first shot, remember. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, you helped do it. You should have shot him.
No, next time you leave, would you say shoot one if one comes in?
Well, I
It's not leaving next time.
wouldn't let. Oh yeah, I don't know.
My favorite was about an hour ago. You said young guys go and walk around looking to get a little antsy.
Uh-huh.
And the old guys just sit here and stay and they come right to you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Sorry, Jace. These guys said they'll loan us their footage just to make sure. But maybe you're right, Jace. Maybe if you hadn't walked up there and been downwind of him, maybe he wouldn't have been flushed from upwind of you.
Yeah. It's the only thing I'm going to tell myself to make me feel a little better.
It's elk hunting. Opening day in Montana. Always have your head on a swivel because there are elk. It looks like a pinball game out there.
That water crossing.
Folks, I hope that you appreciate that I didn't shoot that elk today, because if I would have shot that elk, we would still be up there taking care of it, and Jace's chance to shoot an elk would have been down the crapper. So, just how it goes some days. I can tell Jace is still stewing about it, though he hasn't said much, has he? I can tell he's still stewing. He's thinking, he's like, are these guys jerking my chain? Did they just recreate that, or was there really an elk there? But, oh well. That's the mulligan. If another one comes out when Jace is on a walkabout, I'm shooting him. You okay with that, Jace?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. Cool. just got to put in your time. The downside is that we have this evening and we have tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the weather is just supposed to turn to complete crap with high winds, rain, mixed with snow, lower temperatures. So, I don't know what we're going to do. We might pull out tomorrow or tomorrow night. We'll keep an eye on the weather, but that kind of weather is not conducive to filming. You can't see anything, and it ruins thousands of dollars worth of equipment. So, we're sitting here just waiting and waiting. We know that the private has a lot of elk on it. We saw a bunch of elk on private this morning. Whether or not they'll come this far, I don't know. It'd be nice if they do. But we're only half mile from camp. You have kind of two options. You hike in 2 to 4 miles every day and out every day. Or you bring a camp in 5.5 miles, and you just hunt a half hour from camp. So, I wish I could show you, like, big hiking scenes and all kinds of calling and bugling, but we're hunting these tight boundaries where you just can't do that. It's a patience game. It's just trying to patter them and get them to do what you want them to do, or what you hope they'll do. We got a bull over here. Unfortunately, he's a spike. On his passenger side, he's got a spike about that long that comes straight out the side of his head. And I don't even see one on the other side. We saw him this morning. I thought it was a cow. And Jay said he'd shoot a cow. I'm like, I got a cow for you. Jay's got to looking close. He's like, no, I think he's got one spike. Good thing Jace was paying attention. If you're wondering what adapter this is, it's an all-in adapter. It is the slickest one. We've used them all. And when I ran into these guys in the summer of 2022, I'm like, send me one of those, I'll buy one. And we junked all the other ones. So promo code Randy will save you some money out there at allin.com. OLLIN. Is there 2 L's in that? Okay. Thought I better make sure. Well, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I walked over here to the other side of the ridge to relieve myself, take a leak, as they say. Some people say take a piss. And I'm standing there, just kind of staring around. I look, and there's an elk about 120 yards away from me, looking down at me. I'm like, oh, stop. Chase, get over here. And, but by the time I made eye contact with that elk, he started right down into the timber, right towards our camp. So, I don't know, maybe he's out in camp, hanging out with the llamas or something. We never got any footage of that one either. It's been one of those hunts where just, we should have some really good footage and some really cool shots, but just getting these little snapshots of them because they're moving through these places. And if you aren't right there at the time they're moving through these little windows, you just don't get it. So, tomorrow is the day. Day 2 of hunting. Let's get it done today before the weather turns to crap. get up there, let the sun come up, shoot an elk, take care of it, take a nice nap today, and pack up. That's the script, boys.
I like it.
Everyone agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
All right. See you up on the mountain, folks. There's 2 bulls right there. I think it's 2 bulls. Sure looks like it. 3 bulls. 4 bulls. We got 4 bulls right over here that are just over on private. There's a group of hunters that have been hunting this point 300 yards from them, but it looks like they're going to feed over into that next drainage, which stays on private. We need more hunters on private. Whoa, that one's a good one. Holy smokes, Chase. Yeah, Chase, you'd want to shoot this guy for sure. Holy smokes. Those bulls headed over the ridge, dove deeper into private. There's a big herd out here in front of us that was on private right at, not even daylight, before daylight. And you could make out their images working their way up almost where those bulls are going. There's a big ridge over there that's all private, and it's good bedding timber. My worry is that with no hunting pressure there, those elk are just going to stay there for the day. So we need hunting pressure on private. I don't need to be the guy who goes and hunts that private. I just wish they'd let some other dude go on it. It's interesting to see just the change in pressure on day 2 compared to day 1. Day 1 was what you would expect. I don't even think there's a third of the people out today. As far as headlamps you see and vehicles driving and everything else, it's way different today. We saw the weather forecast and it's going to get really ugly. And these guys got a couple $100,000 worth of gear they're toting around here. So I'm making the executive decision that we're leaving tonight. We packed up camp. The llamas are waiting. And Jace is going to shoot an elk this evening. We're going to hang it in the trees and let it cool overnight. We're going to haul camp out tonight. And then tomorrow, Jason and I will come back in with the llamas to get the elk. Looks like the rain's coming earlier than they forecasted. This is why y'all want a job as a weatherman. He said it wasn't supposed to rain till 9 o'clock. We got rain coming. You can see it. And it's 5 o'clock. If you're a weatherman, you only got to be right about 20% of the time. And you get to do all kinds of sales pitches and work easy hours. I can't think of a better job than a weatherman. No accountability, no responsibility, and you just do whatever the hell you want. Got to blame it on someone. May as well blame it on the weatherman. I was going to blame it on the camera guy, but we got 3 camera guys here, so I wouldn't know which one to blame it on. Things are not looking good, folks. Just right up above us where we thought there could be bedded elk that would drop. On that ridge above us, some guys came in from the private and they walked that ridge up there. Yesterday, 2 elk came off that ridge. 1 bull and 1 I didn't quite get a look at right at dark. He was close, but I was preoccupied. Those guys coming in tonight, that route does not help our cause at all. In fact, I would say it hurts our cause. And if you hear the wind blowing, it's because the wind is bringing the rain about 5 minutes from now.
That makes sense. You know which pannier you put it
You had the problem way in. What's that there?
Up.
Come here, big fella. Johnny?
All right, guys, you're getting the hang of it, even if you are a little bit on.